Welcome to the Utah Homebuyers Quest podcast with Nelson Bars. Our mission is to give you hope, knowledge, and encouragement on your quest for home ownership.
Housing affordability is at its worst point since 1986.
Higher mortgage rates are impacting Utah's housing market. Potential buyers out there being priced out.
It's getting tougher by the day to afford a home.
Many factors are making it very, very difficult with no relief in sight.
Homeownership may seem like an impossible mountain to climb in today's world. We're here to say that it is possible, and we're here to be your guide, to climb with you, to urge you forward all the way to the closing table. We believe in home ownership, and we believe in you.
One of the most common questions I get is the ADU question. ADU, if you don't know, stands for Accessory Dwelling Unit. Sometimes these have been called basement apartments, mother-in-law apartment. It's basically an extra living unit within the home that you can rent out. So I have this email from a client. This is very similar, very common. He's pre-approved to go buy a home at $335,000, which in our market is very hard to find, right? He's out there searching, and of course he's looking for ways to qualify for more. So his email says, I know I've been told that if you get a place with an ADU or other units to rent out, that can increase the amount you can qualify for. With the loan that we are going for, is that still doable? I saw something and I was curious, and if it's doable, I want to know if I'm limited on ADUs or on a house that can have 2 units, 3plex, 4plex. He's not 100% sure he wants to do it, but if it would help him make his monthly payment, it might be worth considering. He also attached a lovely picture of a 5-unit apartment building that he was considering purchasing, and his question was, if the other 4 units were rented out, could he somehow qualify to buy it? Sadly, right off the bat, there's nothing I could do because it's a 5-unit property. Our residential loan products only finance 4 units and less, so he would need to look to a commercial loan. I told him, down payment's going to be 25%, something like that. But a residential mortgage works on a 4-unit property or less. So we started to dive in, and I personally love this topic. I think it's a great strategy, and the short answer for him is yes. We have helped a lot of clients over the past years buy multi-unit homes as their first home. I'll give you a few examples here at the end, but I want to go into the guidelines and show you how this works, because not only can a renter help you pay your mortgage, they can help you qualify for a bigger home, a higher purchase price. So the guidelines are you have to occupy the one unit of the property for at least 1 year. The rents, the proposed rents, we'll use 75% of that as part of your qualifying income. And those proposed rents are going to be estimated by the appraiser. You don't have to have the unit rented out prior to closing. You don't need lease agreements or anything like that. We'll just have the appraiser estimate what these units would rent for. And the best part is the down payment is very low for these. If it's owner occupied, we can do 3.5% down on an FHA loan. And now the guidelines changed recently, a year ago or so, maybe 2 years ago. 5% down is all you need for a conventional mortgage. So for this client, I told him if he was able to find something with $1,500 a month of potential rent, this would add $1,125, that's 75% of it, to his qualifying income. By the way, they use that 75% as a haircut because they assume the rental unit is not going to be occupied all the time, right? They assume a 25% vacancy factor. So for him, this would push his pre-approval up to $400,000. So you're probably thinking, well, $400,000, we're not going to find a home with an ADU for $400,000. And I think you're probably right. This is one of the challenges. You've got to find a home that's got the right ratio of rent to purchase price that works, right? You also, if he was already qualified for $400,000, adding this rent would push us up into the $500,000 range, and I think he would have a lot better luck. So one of the challenges of this scenario, this strategy, is that we've got to be very specific with your pre-approval, and it's going to be house by house. Instead of putting out a blanket pre-approval letter that says, go find a house in this range, it's going to be, if you want to use rental income, we need to look at each property. We need to know how much it could rent for and how much the purchase price is, and a lot depends on your own income, but it's definitely doable. For him, there's another suggestion that I would make, and to all of you who are in this bucket, that might make this puzzle work, and that would be a renovation loan. We can finance remodel costs into your conventional or your FHA purchase mortgage. So for example, if he could find a home priced at $350,000 that could be remodeled slightly to add an ADU, we might be in business. So if the ADU would rent for $1,500 a month, we can borrow the extra $50,000 into his purchase mortgage and have a contractor add that after closing. Could be as simple as adding a separate entrance, a small kitchen in the basement, something like that. And I'll tell you, renovation loans are scary to many lenders. A lot of loan officers, a lot of institutions stay away from them, but we do them. We do a lot of them. We make it simple. We'd love to help you. And I love this strategy. So here's a couple examples of people who we've helped over the years. A couple years ago, I had a young family and their mother, realtor, we helped them find a home and purchase an ADU, a property in Bountiful that had an ADU. The realtor, she got really excited about this and became a huge proponent, and pretty soon she's helping all of her nieces and nephews and all of her daughter's friends search and buy ADU homes with ADUs in the Davis-Weber County area. We've closed a few of them, and it's kind of just part of her toolbox to help her first-time buyers, right? Also, I helped a young man who was a first-time home buyer maybe 10 years ago. He was looking for a fourplex that he could live in. I kind of was surprised what he found. He found a beautiful little fourplex up in the Ogden area. He lived in one unit. He qualified based on all the rent for the other units, and he was able to move in and gradually remodel each unit and increase the rent. He's had that thing for a long time. It's been a great investment for him. And then probably the most exciting one, this did involve a renovation loan. I had an enterprising young man come to me, and he said he had a Victorian home, an old Victorian home up in Logan. It was quite big, and he wanted to convert it to a triplex. So we used the rent from the other two units to help him qualify. We used the triplex future of the home as the appraisal basis. So we were able to fund basically everything but 3.5% of the project. He put 3.5% down. He did an FHA renovation loan, renovated the whole place before they even moved in, and now he's owned that place for probably a decade now. It's been an awesome investment for him. Okay, so there you have it. Some great strategies to use rental income to help you qualify for and pay for a little more house than you may have thought possible. And as always, I would love to help you to see how this strategy might fit into your overall plan. Remember, a pre-approval consultation with me is free. There's no obligation, and I guarantee you it'll be 10 times more informative than a podcast because it's a two-way conversation, all completely tailored to you. I'd love to sit down with you. So give me a call or visit my website to schedule a meeting.
Thank you for listening to the Utah Homebuyers Quest podcast with Nelson Bars, your place for a strong dose of inspiration and knowledge so you can stay on top of your quest for home ownership. If you have a question or comment for the show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit homebuyersquest.com to record a voice memo or submit your question. You can also join our Facebook community to interact with experts and fellow travelers. Search Homebuyers Quest on Facebook to find the group and join the conversation. But with just a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to the next episode. And remember, we believe in home ownership and we believe in you.